Welcome to Watch Dogs Legion, a game developed by Ubisoft Toronto, where you take the role of British Boy! Head through the streets using your skills to show the world the true evil behind the mask, including the mysterious Zero T. Hi, I'm Lunar, and today, I'm looking for a challenge. That's why I'm going to beat Watch Dogs Legion, pistol only. Wait, whoa. I did not, hold on. I didn't clickbait you. Let me explain. Number one, I am allowed to use a pistol, but only the pistol, or the basic gun that any recruit has. Unlike the other games, this one has missions that don't necessarily force you to hold a gun, but there's ones that spawn infinite enemies requiring the use of the gun to complete, or targets that require a long-range weapon, which, you know, it's the gun. But rule number 2, I still must try to complete every mission without the use of a pistol. Any missions that do not require usage of a long-range weapon, I have to complete them without the gun. Number 3, I am only allowed to recruit people required for story progression. This way I limit my access to high-powered firearms, since you're only required to hire 2 people. Number 4, all other forms of damage are allowed as well. Number 5, hacking is also allowed fully, even control over armed drones and turrets. And lastly, subscribe. If you want to subscribe from me, how about this cute animal? That's enough for now. Let's get to the challenge. We begin this game on a speedboat as I make my way into the Palace of Westminster. Oh god, this is gonna have a lot of British terminology that I'm too American to understand, isn't it? Because someone has been threatening to blow up tea. I head into the House of Commons and discover that they aren't just blowing up the tea here, but they're blowing up sources of tea all over London. I can't let that happen though, so I use an artificial intelligence called Bagley to disarm the bombs. Now, I know that we don't really like the usage of AI, but man, I love Bagley. But as I'm disarming the bomb in Westminster, our hideout gets raided. Man, that sucks for you guys, but I'm also kind of getting raided right about now, and the game wants me to use a gun here, but you see, this mission doesn't have infinite enemies, and it doesn't require the usage of the gun, so I handle these guys with a more personal option. But during all that, we ended up needing to shut down Bagley, meaning that I have to disarm the other bombs on my own. So I head up to the roof and start the process. When I get jumped by this hologram, she introduces herself as Zero T and starts yapping about how she's tired of tea time. She then sets off some fireworks and shoots me. Die. But this is scripted, so it's not going to count towards the total death count. Hear that, Slimy? It doesn't count. Several months later, the leader of DedSec has decided that the time has come to rebuild the terrorist group, starting with 3 characters that I get to choose. I go with Leonard Watson for the drone summon and the short hacking cooldowns, Shannon Mashara? How do you pronounce your last name? Because she has a light melee weapon and the Berserker ability, which comes in handy in long fights, and Polly Haruna? I don't know, but she has chase drone immunity and a personal sports car. I head over to a nearby pub for drinks and find a secret entrance to an underground hideout. I reboot Bagley, talk with my teammates, and begin my first mission. Grab this thing called AR Reconstruction. I use a drone to get a bird's eye view, marking any enemies that might be a problem, and dealing with those that I can at that moment, before heading in and taking down the remaining guards with a takedown. But it's a bit big for me, so I need a cargo drone. And the best way for me to do that is to recruit a construction worker, which I do with no issues. I then use the drone to collect a server and take it to a truck, driving to a few zones to get some data on it, and at the last zone, I got jumped by some cops, and this was kind of a huge problem. You see, I still can't use the pistol, nor can I use the drones as weapons, since the game just started and I don't have access to that ability yet. So I have to just hide and avoid getting shot until all the data is collected. I lost nearly my entire team here until I finally got the data and took off like a bat out of hell. Now that Bagley has the AR tech, I gotta break into the Tone attack site to see what I can find. Getting caught once, but I'm able to use the cargo drone to drop explosives on guards, dealing with them nice and easy. Using the AR tech, I discover a potential lead, a broken down spider bot that's being kept by the police. So I do what any rational person would do. Break into the police department. Well, kinda. I actually just take control of the spider bot, then sneak it out somewhere where I can get it. And then I commit a crime. With the new toy, I discover a hidden camera feed and get some ideas for potential new targets. Granny Smith. So now I gotta look into her. Why? Because she's kidnapping innocent people and keeping them as slaves. Oh yeah, she also wants to outlaw tea. I start off by heading to the EPC to meet with a contact, but it seems I'm a little late and he got kidnapped. So I head over to a nearby incinerator. Why did you guys take him to an incinerator? And discover it crawling with enemies. So I take my time and take everyone down with traps. I then rush in and take down the last 2 guards with melee, discovering a makeshift hospital in the basement. We have a little chat, get some lore, and I discover that the person I was supposed to meet with is, yeah, we're not going to be having a talk anytime soon. Thankfully, Detective Lau is more than willing to help me out by giving me Granny Smith's address. So I head on over, use some drones to get in, and find some incriminating evidence. Just look! One of her employees is holding coffee! But since I kind of got this evidence illegally, I gotta find another way to stop her. In the meantime, I decided to go deal with a guy who made London a police state. So I head over to his apartment, but he seems a little paranoid. Thankfully, I managed to disarm the traps and jumped off a roof. As we're talking, some cops show up and order me to freeze. So I jump off the balcony as my new friend commits an act of terrorism. Hamish tells me about a meeting that I should watch in the Tower of London. There's just one small, very small problem. You see, the place is kind of crawling with guards, and you see, I'm kind of considered a terrorist, so I need to recruit a guard of my own, allowing me to just walk on in, get caught, and make my way into the meeting room, ready to hear what he's got planned. Something about military drones designed to take down people who like tea, but I like tea. I guess I gotta really worry about this guy now, and the best way to do so is to cripple Titus and prevent the launch of his drones. First things first, I need a micro drone, so I use my guard friend to walk over to the labs and get the schematics. Except he ends up getting caught, even though I'm told that if I have a guard, I can just walk on in. So, you know, that was a little frustrating, but I ended up just using my spider bot to get the schematics and dip out. Now I just gotta break into Titus, which I do so with the help of my spider bot again, and accessing the drone's project room and watch a movie.
Allow me to introduce you to Freddy, Bonnie.
Man, this is a great movie.
That's a bad dog.
Wait, what was I doing? Oh, right, stopping drones. I'll just delete the files. Sure hope that wasn't important. What do you mean that was the Epstein files? After leaving, I discover a new hacker group on the streets, so I try to find them by hacking into a CTOS hub that they marked. And that was way too easy, allowing me to get into a Zoom meeting with the boss of 404. She gives me a mission to prove my abilities, destroy the company of Gwyneth Paltrow. But you see, she kind of went missing recently, so I gotta break into her house to get some leads. I head down into the basement to find... Where the hell am I? I explore the cottage and discover that Gwyneth turned her own mother into a home security system. Okay. This is really messed up.
Wait, so I'm not supposed to turn my enemies into a security system?
Somebody help! I have a wife and family!
Oh, that's cute. I'm still gonna do it anyways.
What the fuck?
I freed her mom, and in return she told me where Gwyneth is hiding. Apparently she's in Bloom, so I head in and use my spider bot to make a clear shot to the basement, allowing me to head in and find her. She is currently uploading her brain to the cloud, so I gotta stop her. I disable the upload and get attacked by a few guards. And this is one of the missions where I have to use a gun. You see, these guards are programmed to know where you are as soon as they enter, and there's even some that cloak themselves. Not to mention the fact that they all open fire if you aren't behind cover. So I have to use my gun to take them out and get by. But as I was attempting to do it without the gun, but in the end I managed to get into the room and give Gwyneth a nice little nap.
Die.
Unfortunately, I alerted security while doing so. So I guess I just open fire and escape, right? Nah, I just book it to the door and take out enemies who walk too close, until they forget I exist just like my father and leave me alone. Once I'm safe, I head over to get some tea, when someone drops a cell phone at my table. How'd you get this number? Turns out this guy thinks Sirs is behind the Zero T attacks. So I head over to meet with him face to face, but it turns out he's been kinda kidnapped. Just a little bit. And it's being held prisoner in a construction site. So I use my drones to take out every single guard, allowing me to meet with a new friend face to face. He introduces himself as Benedict Cucumber, calls me an idiot, then dips. You're welcome! He does decide to give us some useful information. It appears that Sirs is framing us for the Zero-T attacks. Well, crap. So now I need to hack into their servers to get some intel, which should be easy, right? Yeah! Just fly up on the cargo drone. Except I kind of forgot that when you back out of hacking cameras, you fully back out of hacking. But I did manage to gain access to all the data I need. I then go to a bar to flirt with some locals, but that was just a trick to get some biometric data, and it worked a little too well. Now comes the part where I need to hunt down Zero-T by hacking into the Sirs servers, leaving a message that only the big fish will see, and of course, get some of my teammates caught. But now I can track the message and find the supposed leader, a woman named Child. But I actually gotta make sure that she's the big fish, so I do what any rational person would do. Follow Child. Nope, 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 that sounds wrong. But it seems that she knows I was following her and tried to set up a trap. So I just book it. I did find an IP address for a safe house the Child might be at, so I head over and... what the hell? Well, that's bad. Now I gotta go find my teammate. But since I don't know where they are, I gotta get Cucumber to help. You see, he's gone dark. So I go up to a place where he has a safe house. And Bagley hacks in since, according to him, I'm too stupid. Come on, man. I'm smart enough to know how to run and hide. I managed to get in contact with Cucumber, and he told me where I can find my friend. I head down to a nearby dock that is crawling with guards. So I use my spider bot to take down a few guards, then just fly over to the back dock on a cargo drone, hit it inside a trailer to find my friend. But instead I find Child, and she is pissed. She goes on a little rant about how Cucumber's the real bad guy, and I need to help her take him down. Look, lady, I don't care about any of that. Give me back my friend. She tells me where I can find my friend, so I head over and free her. I then go to a public location to meet with Cucumber. Man, he's running a bit late. I sure hope everything's okay. Holy crap! Turns out he set off some of the bombs and framed Deathsick again. So now I gotta find him to clear our name. I head over to Sirs to find a paper trail connecting Cucumber with the bombing, and use my spider bot to create a clear line of access to the supercomputer. Once inside, I use a microwave drone to take out some enemies, then reboot the servers, using more microwave drones to take out the enemies spawning in, allowing me to gain access to all the files I need, including Cucumber's location. So we kidnap him. But he claims that he actually knows nothing about Zero-T. Oh, crap. Guess we gotta go with option 2. And this time, I have a warrant. I head over to her little get-together and decide to get a closer look at the merchandise. It seems kind of illegal. But she isn't Zero-T, even if she was associated with them. She still sucks though, so I'm going to take care of her. I take some time to disable her microchips, then head over to her house for a meeting. But you see, she's went into hiding. So I take out the guards around her house with my spider drone and hack into her lift, only to have more guards show up and try to kill me. Luckily, I have a plan. You see, I set up some traps around the mansion and hid between 2 rooms, giving me access to escape if needed. Once the hacking is done, I make a break for the lift, taking it down and meeting with Granny Smith. And she's a little mad, but thankfully, our new friends managed to take care of her. I head over to a nearby pub for a drink when the TV tells me about a terrorist attack. I head over to the crash site and do a bit of detective work, discovering that the truck has a black box, so Bagley tracks it down for me. So I break into the site again and try to see what I can find. Luckily, we find the driver's optic, and we discover what he was so afraid of. Turns out that Nigel launched the Themis drones. I thought we stopped that! I head over to Tower Bridge and use my spider bot to clear a path once again, allowing me to get up close to the satellites and upload a virus, when suddenly...
That is the normal drone.
Apparently there's a drone there, but since I used a spider bot to upload the virus, and I hid in a corner, I actually never saw the drone, allowing me to escape undetected. Now that that's dealt with, I have to deal with Nigel. First things first, I gotta shatter his image, which all I had to do here was get some recordings of him talking with Zero-T, which Hamish releases publicly.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Also, I really hate tea.
Making the police place a warrant out for Nigel. Unfortunately, that means that he locked himself in his base of operations, and the cops won't go in for some reason. Probably because he, runs a private military.
I ain't even going near that.
So I just use my drones to break in, finding Nigel waiting for an epic boss fight. Which, actually, this was the mission where I learned that guns were really going to be required for a few missions. Let me explain. You see, what you have to do here is you use your hacks to create EMPs, making some of the armor lift to reveal weak points. And you see those weak points? I need to damage them, but they can't be punched. They're too high, meaning that I have to shoot them. Don't worry, folks. I still died here, so it was about as challenging as the rest of the game has been. But in the end, I managed to take him down, allowing me to head to a party, which gets crashed by Zero T. We track down the signal to a nearby bunker, so I head in and get some lore, discovering that the leader of Zero T is none other than the leader of DedSec. Oh no, who could have guessed? She then emotes on me, then dips, and not in the fun way. I did try to use the turrets here to clear out the enemies, but this is the mission with infinite spawns, meaning I couldn't clear out the area then run through. So I had to use my pistol again to clear out the path as I ran out. I made with the others and come up with a plan to take down Zero T. Just in time too, as she used Bagley to take over all of London and create some good old-fashioned chaos. Yeehaw! I'm allowed to do that, I'm from the south. But the plan we came up with is to kill Bagley. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. I head over to Bloom Tower using my spider bot to take down some guards and hacking skills to disable drones, making my way up to the roof. As I'm doing that, one of my teammates is over at... what? Braca? Ready to disable the backup servers. I actually just hack into some drones this time around and use some explosives to break the coolant pipes, giving me access to the servers. Now swapping back to the other operative, I used a drone to unlock access to the tower. But once I got it all ready, Zero T showed up with some drones of her own. She starts yapping about how this will be the end of all tea, how she'll be able to drink coffee and not be judged for it, and how you guys should totally subscribe to my channel. But you see, this was all according to plan, as the tower begins to lower its fins, making her fall off, where I'm sure she's fine. YouTube, everything's fine, okay? She fell on a bit of clouds, I promise.
What the swells are you talking about? She's straight up dead.
Now swapping over to the other operative again, I disable the cooling system, disable some guards, putting an end to Zero T once and for all, but in the process, putting an end to Bagley. And as we watch the final cutscenes, where we put an end to it all, and it's revealed that Bagley survived? We answer that yes, I can beat Watch Dogs Legion, pistol only. If you want to support us and get some awesome perks, then make sure you check out my Ko-fi, link in the description below. And while you're down there, why not check out my other social links? Make sure you leave a like and let me know in the comments below what other games you'd like to see me do a challenge run on. This is Lunar Shadows, signing out.
Agent 27 reports.
Go ahead.
Your next mission is... good luck.
Oh, what the fuck? Next time on Can I Beat?
Trying to fight? Dog, you know I'm a trouble adolescent. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
It's 5 o'clock! Tea time! Tea time!
What the f*** is you doing, dog? You trying to get executed?